Welcome to the Estate Planning Awards, where tonight we honor the person chosen to serve as personal representative, the one trusted to settle mom and dad's estate. It's probably me. I'm the oldest.
That does not mean they trust you.
Wait, do either of you actually know what the job involves? And the winner is Sally.
Yes, I knew I was their favorite. Wait, what am I supposed to do again?
When somebody finds out that they have been nominated to be the personal representative of somebody's estate, it can feel like an award, and it can feel like an honor, and it can be a very validating experience. And that's for good reason, because it is an honor. And it's a sign that the person who nominated you trusts you and believes that you can get this very important job done successfully. But what people often fail to realize is that while the nomination is an honor, the actual job is not a reward. You can ask anybody who has served in this role before, and they will tell you that there's a tremendous amount of responsibility that comes with being the personal representative of an estate. The personal representative is the one who's responsible for filling out the forms that will open up the probate estate. They file those with the court in an office called the Register of Wills. There are deadlines that need to be met. The personal representative is also responsible for filing a bond, putting the creditors on notice, and then dealing with any claims that come in. Also, any debts that have to be paid, it's the personal representative's job to make sure that those get paid. It's also the personal representative's job to turn off any expenses that are recurring. So that means the utilities, the streaming services, all of those things. Also, personal representatives are responsible for locating the assets of the decedent, oftentimes transferring those into an account that they open in the name of the estate. Also, depending on what the assets consist of, the personal representative may need to hire appraisers. So if there's a house that's going to be sold, or there's going to be, if there's jewelry or artwork or other valuable property, those things oftentimes need to be appraised because the value of the estate needs to be ascertained, and that's the job of the personal representative. Which also means then that the personal representative is the one who's going to have to hire an accountant, because tax returns oftentimes need to be filed. And depending on the nature of things, we'll hire an attorney as well, because it is a court case. And so lawyers are oftentimes valuable and helpful in these types of circumstances. And people have a hard time, deciding, like, who should I nominate? And oftentimes it's a decision. The decision comes down to, well, I have, 2, 3, maybe more adult children. And even though I have an idea of who I would want to nominate, the concern is that I'm going to offend those who I do not. And that can be a very real thing. And my advice is even if that perception is going to exist, do not allow that to control this decision, because it is too important a decision to make. And the characteristics of a good personal representative are, right, somebody who's organized, diligent, somebody who will initiate the phone calls and emails that need to be initiated, and who will also return the phone calls and emails. Somebody who keeps good records, right? And also somebody who will communicate effectively and regularly with your beneficiaries, because this is the quickest way that things can go sideways in probate, is a lack of communication, because the process does go on for a long time. And if people are not kept abreast of what the process is and where they are in the process and what they can expect and things like this, they can become suspicious, right? And that suspicion will often breed resentment and conflict. And so, a good way to avoid that is to find somebody who can and will communicate effectively with your beneficiaries. Now, this is just one of many important decisions that come with forming an effective estate plan. I'm happy to to talk it through with you. So if you'd like to, give me a call, send me an email. I would be happy to help you.